sipping, I'm sipping, I'm sipping, I'm sipping, I'm sipping, I'm sipping, I'm sipping.
Sipping, I'm 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 sipping. Sipping, I'm 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 sipping.
This is Sipping with Sammie. I am Mr. Flash It Only, the one and only Sipping with Sammie, Sam Malone, Barstool, Rug. If you ain't sipping with Sammie, you ain't sipping right. Please get your fucking life together.
Yeah! What's up with y'all, man? Happy Thursday, happy hour, all that flyness. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, tell somebody that you was here and they should be here. I appreciate that. Salute to everybody that's done so far. Our numbers are actually going in a great direction. I've been very excited lately. So thank y'all for that. But if you haven't subscribed, please do so now. And I'd like to shout out our sponsor, Pay These Bills. Shout out to Rich Jewels. Today's episode is sponsored by Rich Jewels, handcrafted jewelry designs. Currently, I'm wearing a Figaro chain and bracelet set from the men's collection. Rich Jewels specializes in waterproof and hyperallergenic accessories. Shop for jewelry at richjewels.us today. That's RISSJEWELS.US today. Shout out to Rich Jewels, and she actually has a holiday sale going on as we speak. So, today's going to be a little different, man. Still going to be awesome. It's still going to be fun. I still got some awesome, fun folks with me. But, we never done this before. So, you seen these two before. Introduce yourselves, please. Starting with you.
Starting with me?
Yeah.
I'm the amazing Mr. Ray Wall, a.k.a. Mr. Got Laundry, a.k.a. Lester Cook, a.k.a. this amazing wife's husband.
Let's make some noise for that. And it's his birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Happy
Halfway
50th,
to 100.
man. Happy
Halfway
50th.
to 100.
And as you spoke, your lovely wife.
Hey, I'm Takia, co-owner of Got Laundry, here by my husband's side.
Definitely check out that Got Laundry episode. We learned a lot in that episode, and we had some fun. And we actually was supposed to be on track to do another episode soon, but it's cool they're here now to play the game that Mr. Rod has bought. Rod, introduce yourself to the people, please.
Hey, now my name is Rod Jeter. I'm with YBAngry, and I help couples stay together one issue at a time by showing them how to resolve most any disagreement in just minutes. No fuss, no drama.
All right. So I think the wise thing to do. How long have you two been together?
We've been together for 18 years, if not longer.
How long you been married?
I like 18.
13 as of December 4th next week. It'll be our 13th
Oh,
anniversary.
happy anniversary. By the time they see this, it'll be your anniversary. That's fly. And you, Mr. Jeter, what qualifies you to improve people's relationships?
I've been through it. That's really
experience. Huh?
That's really it. I can tell you how this all came about. My wife's an absolutely fabulous woman.
Absolutely.
And but I wasn't happy for some reason, and I didn't know why. I just knew after 11, 12 years at the time, 10 years I think, I wanted out. Mm-hmm. But I didn't have a reason. I didn't have a reason for that. You know, I didn't catch her cheating or lying and stuff like that, poisoning my food, none of that stuff. Oh. I just
all the extremes.
That would have got him out. That would have got him out.
He had no choice.
He had to worry.
Why didn't even up to you? He ain't even up to you.
She didn't do that.
Right. So I said, let me at least try marriage counseling. So I can't tell you today if it was a 12-week or a 16-week course, but she agreed to go, being the person she is. She agreed to go to marriage counseling, and we got kicked out on the 5th week. And it was my fault. I was being stubborn. The therapist wanted us to do this exercise, and I didn't want to do it.
Shocker.
So, yeah, right. So, a couple of days later, I was like, man, it's a shame we didn't get the benefit of another 8 to 12 weeks of counseling. Mm-hmm. I'm sure my wife could have learned something. Right?
Yes.
Water, please, Kay.
Me too. Anyway.
2 of them.
So, I was like, Lord, if I'm going to stay in this relationship, I need to see some progress right now. Right. So, I was sitting down, I was thinking, what's my problem? The issue that I had really was just that, we had some disagreements that that were never got settled to me. And they just, they get swept under the rug and we just move on and then they'll come back up later. Mm-hmm. So I said, man, if I could figure out a way to show her that I was right about everything, then things would be cool.
That's why a lot of people go to the therapy. They think the therapist is going to tell you that they was right.
Right. So I just
Maybe the wrongest shit.
right. So I started working on something, and I ended up with this game. Right about the same time, my wife we were in the kitchen, and we were having the same disagreement that we had before. My wife said, "Well, honey, I think if you ask a couple of your friends, they'll tell you this is reasonable." And I said to myself, "No, I already told one of my buddies, and he said not in his damn house."
Right.
And I figured he said that because he heard my side of the story from my perspective.
Absolutely.
Right.
And he's biased toward me.
Fair.
My wife might have told one of her friends, and they heard her side of the story from her perspective. So it just helped me start working on some stuff so that I can get all the facts out. And then the idea was that I'd get all the facts out on paper. My side of the story, her side of the story, her response to what I said and my response to what she said. Then I would just hand that to my friend and say, "Hey man, what do you think about this?" And then he can give me his opinion
This sounds
with the
like-
benefit of both sides of the story.
This sounds like the nerdiest, most dangerous thing you could possibly do.
Hey, but you know
But
what?
this was your idea.
You're right. But I never had to do that because every time a couple sits down to play the game, they resolve the issue. It can be 20, 40, 50 years. On average, it resolves in 26 minutes.
Really?
So we'll see what happens today.
Man, that's an amazing number. I
Well-
need to know the facts to qualify that.
I know y'all personally, but for the people, are y'all happy?
Yeah, I know I'm happy. Listen.
Yeah, we are, but we have to be honest and use our platform more intentionally. I heard you just say it, and just in general.
She's about to kill me.
Even we're not happy all the time,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's
Well,
very
the nigga
fair.
asked you, was you
No.
unhappy? He said, "Is
No.
you happy?" And right now, I'm the fuck happy.
That was your response.
I'm just messing with you.
That was your
She
response.
told me we gotta be honest. Like I wasn't honest though.
No, I'm not saying that.
Okay.
So what I'm
Just
saying
checking.
is, there are moments that we can be happy. He could be happy, and I don't have to be, and I'm not, and vice versa. It all depends on
that.
it all depends on the season. It all depends on the issue. I just think in the space that we're in and the path that we've been on, thankfully, our good has been able to outweigh our bad.
Okay.
So
It's beautiful. Should make some noise for that, man. But at this point, I'm observe. I'm still in the jack, but I'm gonna let you do the thing, man. You the name of the game once again is
YBAngry. It's the letter Y, the letter B, and the word angry, all to one word.
right, and then the objective of the game is
To help a couple resolve one issue. They stay together by resolving issues one at a time.
One at a time.
What I suspect this will do is once you learn how to do this, you'll communicate more. And if you're resolving these issues, you'll understand each other better. And your bond will grow stronger, and you just stay together forever.
and what's the rules?
There's 3 main ground rules.
Okay.
3 main ground rules. 1, you have to be honest about whatever you decide to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing will work if you're going to lie, right? 2, which is really, really huge, you both have to still want to be in the relationship. You both have to want to.
We got that covered. Yeah, we good
Right,
there.
right.
We good.
Oh, I thought I was
We good there. We good there.
trying to be
It's
out
the-
like Rob.
Well, you're not in a relationship,
No, I'm
though, are
talking
you?
about them too.
Okay, I'm just making sure. You never.
I'm
never
in a
know these
relationship,
days.
but I'm talking about them too. I answer too fast.
Right, that part.
So this is the
Talking
kind of
about them
game that you can't win by yourself. The relationship has to win, or you
course.
both lose.
Absolutely.
Okay. And the third thing is you have to be able to count to 14. There are 14 steps on the cards.
Okay.
You just go 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 14. My job here is not to get in your issue. I don't have a dog in the fight. All I do is coach you to make sure you play the game right.
Okay.
If you're on step 5 and you try to act
You
out
just score a
step
touchdown.
8, then I'm going to say, hey, you're on step 5. And I just keep you on track.
All right. Tell the people where you from real quick.
Well, I grew up in South Carolina, but I'm from San Diego.
I'm just because even the way you simplify the rules is like we got to give some credence to where you from because
Yeah,
it
he's
just
smart.
be so funny.
He
Like.
educated, meticulous, and
Yeah.
precise. I like
But
that.
go ahead, y'all get started, man.
All right.
I'm gonna hang out, man.
So the first,
And
go ahead.
real quick, with this game and everything that you created and have going on back at home, Are you and your wife still together?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. We just.
I just saw her the other day.
13 years in
Nice.
Thursday, Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw her on Thanksgiving.
Yes, I love that.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Thank you.
I just had to make sure because I ain't want a nigga come to me.
Hey now.
Talk about a relationship saving game and he didn't save his own.
If I'm gonna trust you with this game, I gotta make sure your shit.
That's
is
kind of
together.
why I asked what I asked
Yeah.
opening about him and what qualifies him. But
Right,
then
right.
when he said the part
Okay.
about they weren't happy, I'm like, oh, well, they good now.
Okay,
But I know that. So
Okay.
you was right to ask that because
Okay.
I
Guess
actually didn't.
Guess what? I
actually went off of my knowledge and I shouldn't have
Going
did that.
around
Babe,
sabotaging marriages
Babe,
and
we can
shit.
get ready to go.
Right. You know what I mean?
I ain't wear this white and fuzzy for no mess.
Right, you see that? Actually,
That's
was
fly,
this-
by the way.
Was this like some kind of tights? Because they feel nice. and
That's
like,
fly. No, they make it like that
white
now.
fuzzy
I'm about to
tights
say,
and shit.
All right, well, don't rub on her
Man.
between two men
Baby, he is.
on camera.
What was it like? It was like I'm feeling the fabric. That's what I was feeling.
Children watch the show, okay? We
Fabric.
Gotta be age
I do
appropriate.
have a
I'm gonna keep it real for the kids. Then.
All right.
Listen, I'm
We ready?
feeling the
Yes,
fabric.
we're ready.
We good. We good.
So the first step in the game is you guys have to decide on one issue to resolve, and then we convert that issue into a yes or no question. So here's a list. I've got 64 different ones on here of different issues that couples have had.
Okay.
The most popular one is, should she initiate sex more often? So you'd be surprised at stuff that people talk about on camera, but they do. Should I'll name unless you guys have one. Is there one thing that bothers you guys?
Before it was laundry, but that's how y'all started a business.
Facts.
So
Yeah.
y'all identified it before,
So we saw that.
but y'all
part.
fixed that one.
And for
That
those
almost ended us though.
and for those who don't know, our background is in the laundry business, and we're a blended family. We have 7 kids, and we're both nurses by day. And when we first got together, you know, my husband expectation of me was to do the laundry. You know,
Wait. Time. Because that sounds super misogynistic and sexist.
Is it
and all
true or
kind of
not?
shit. No, it's not true. No. So wait a second. Just to kind of tell my part of that story right there is that for me, I came from a household of one of 6 where my mom kind of did everything. So I'm used to my mom doing everything. So that's one thought. But she also conditioned me to be able to do those things myself. So that's the second thought. And then my mom also said, don't expect any woman to do these things when you can do them yourself. So I didn't go into the relationship with the idea of expecting my wife to do the laundry. It was an unspoken expectation that I was working 6-7 days a week, 16 hours a day, and she had a 12-hour shift, 4 days a week with 3-day weekends. And so for me, it was like the things around the house that's not getting done, the expectation is that you can help get them done.
So it sounds like it was true.
Oh
Thank
my
you.
God.
He
Like,
said
come on, man.
because he's leaving out the fact that me having 3-day weekends were with 5 kids. So
Yeah, you just start with
So-
7.
every other weekend.
Yeah, so-
every other weekend. I mean, ain't
re-
like with 5 kids every weekend.
Cut it out, bro.
I mean,
thank you. So
I get it.
his
Y'all afraid to
expectation-
say it though. I'm gonna keep it real. Listen,
I don't even think
but
it's about
the
being
expectations is for me to get out there and earn it. But go ahead with that.
well, no, and I think the expectation of being home, you know, with the kids that we had these discussions before, stay-at-home moms do a lot, and in any form or fashion you want to put it in, you know. So it's either I'm maintaining and occupying these lives that are mine that are not, and these chores are going to have to be on the, you know, on the back end. And again, if it was something I was able to do, I did, but it was times and, you know, moments that I wasn't. So I did what I had to do and outsourced our laundry.
I mean, but let's be clear though, it was a rebellious act against like really meeting my need too. You know what I'm saying?
I thought y'all solved this problem.
Don't feel bad though, because I have one couple, and their issue was, should he clean the bathroom? For 20 years, he refused to clean the bathroom.
Right.
20 years. They settled in about 15 minutes.
Oh, good.
So you got him to clean the bathroom in 15 minutes?
I didn't get them to clean the bathroom. They talked about it, and they resolved it in about 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Nigga said, you know what?
Boy, you
I'm
were
gonna
talking
tell
a
you
mean bull. He a mean bull.
I like how he times everything, which is awesome. I mean, we're here for.
Kia is on you.
We're here for the
So
sport of it.
what's the issue we going with? One of his or our own?
What?
But preferably, you would get the most out of if there's something that has been bothering you guys for 15 years, or something you can't get this guy to do, or something or she gets on your nerve about. What is it that if you could fix would benefit you guys the most? I can read these out while you guys are thinking, if you want to.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Should we get a lawn service? Is he extremely impulsive? Does he care more about the business than family time? Oops. Should we buy a new car? Should we?
We've been through that one.
Huh?
Been through that, he said.
Okay. Should he go out after work 3 to 4 nights a week? Should she be able to use seasonings other than salt and pepper and garlic powder? Should we help adult kids by giving them money? Should we purchase a washing machine? Is he on the phone too much? Should we continue family counseling? Should she provide dinner on Sunday with without his input? Can you start at 13?
Should she ask more than once about items on the honey to-do list? Should my husband clean the bathroom? Should she initiate sex more often? Is she on the phone too much? Should he buy an expensive car? Does he spend too much time playing lotto? Do the kids have an issue with him or her? Do you get angry at non-issues too quickly? Should we have dinner at home 3 times a week? Should we agree if family asks for money over $250? Should we have another baby? Child. Does he talk to his baby mama too much? Should we have company every day? Should he refinance the truck right now? Should the stud carry the baby? What? Should she have access
You know
to
what
A lot
that
of
is?
relationships,
Well,
man.
You know what that is?
Yeah.
You understand that?
Yeah.
Explain it.
I had no idea what it was.
Yeah, that's a
Which woman is
same
going to
sex-
carry?
sex
Yeah.
relationship.
Which
woman is gonna carry?
The
you
same
think?
sex,
More
yeah,
masculine
the same
one.
sex
Yeah,
Right. That's the
I used
stud.
the other word, man.
It's like when the brat was
with a
when
D.
the brat was
Yeah.
the
I
one
know
that
it's
had
a
a
bad
baby.
word.
Everybody was
Yeah.
confused, like why would the brat be the one carrying? Because she's been the masculine her whole career. So yeah, it's a
That's
it's
a
a
crazy
thing.
one. I don't want to talk about
I know.
that one,
I
though.
get it. It's
But her wife
thing.
already had a bunch of kids a long time ago. Anyway,
Yeah.
she had
Yeah.
fresh ovaries.
Wow.
But wait, my daughter had to hit me to that. I told her about the stud thing. She said, yeah, they have. If you between the stud and the
Film.
what film, you're STEM. I'm like STEM, and then there was some other thing too.
A lot of terminology.
Yeah,
I just couldn't
Be
keep up
careful,
with it.
because
Yeah,
if you
right.
say one on
Getting
wrong,
crazy.
they gonna come for you, and your
It's
game
all
is gonna
crazy.
get
It's
shut down.
all about the change. It's like when Chappelle said the alphabet people, he was 100% accurate. It's gonna be an acronym for every alphabet every letter in the alphabet. So
At some point, yeah.
yeah, don't even try to
Because
figure it out.
inclusion is literally
just know where you fall in
inclusion.
that. Masculine.
But
That's
go
it.
ahead.
Yeah, we could take that on another time.
Yeah.
Should she have access to TV in every room all the time? Should he initiate sex more?
Yo, that's funny.
That's a good one.
No, hey, does he talk to his friends more than me? Does she
Let's
go?
just say she got TVs in all the rooms now,
Does she go to biking too
Bathroom.
much?
except the bathroom. You got the cell phone now.
Or the kitchen?
Yeah, now you got a cell phone. You don't need a
Shit.
TV to bed.
Should-
That's a
so-
good point.
So what you
Yeah.
said was false. Should we go out more often? Is she
We might fight with this game.
is she on her phone too much? I can hold mine.
We know.
Hey, ain't no doubt about
I
that.
know that.
Place the carpet.
I just hope I got manly
Now
support
read
here.
something.
Shit, where am I at? 36.
Yes.
Should our son keep his room clean all the time? 37. Should we get married right now? 38. Should she pick where we go out to eat more often? 39. Can she clean her hair after she blow dries?
Quick, off the floor, something like that.
Oh, say, that's
okay.
a no.
like clean it up.
Oh, I'm about to say,
Yeah.
oh, they getting spicy now.
Yeah.
I'm about to say, he missing some
I'm
words.
definitely
Sorry.
missing something there. 40. Should she initiate sex more often? 41.
That's an issue.
I heard
That's a
that
topic.
twice.
I'm about to say, that's a topic.
That must. I mean, it's a thing. I guess we can talk about that.
I've done that like 5 or 6 times.
slide that in.
Yeah, that's a
You
that's
funny
a
as
topic.
shit. Yo, it's my guy.
Right. Do you think you're better than me? That's dope.
See, when they had him on the list, I was like, go trouble.
Yeah.
You go ad lib.
Right. Nah, that's dope. Where was I? 41, 42. Should she clean the bathroom? 43. should she be afraid to ask for things she needs? 44, should she let me know where she's going? 45, should she be able to go out after work?
Hold up, we
without
gonna stop
hearing
at 45. Goddammit.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
We
It's
got
only
a
going to 64.
large enough sample
Okay,
size.
so for us to figure out what issue we want to.
We're
I like that
round-
list though.
That was
That's a lot of
great
shit.
The
list.
list is very interesting because I can see 98% of that shit just being a problem for a lot of people.
Definitely,
Right.
definitely.
Especially people that don't communicate things.
Yeah.
Like even and this doesn't have to be our issue, but you know we can add something to it. You know, we had an issue about me wanting to hire cleaning services for our house.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
That was on the list.
Yep.
Yeah.
and
we
seriously,
resolved it, though.
and we did, but you know his level was, you know, whether or not it was wasting money or, you know, again, we can do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what does we look like? And to be quite honest,
Us,
when
them
do
5 kids.
and when do
7
we have
of
the
them,
when do we
whatever.
have the time? You
Yeah.
know,
Plenty
so
hands on deck.
But it's just like the oil change, right? Like I could do my own oil change, but it costs me $30 for somebody else to do it in 10 minutes.
Right.
And I ain't gotta run around and get all the stuff and get dirty and take another shower. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's some things that's like it's kind of worth it if it's worth it.
no, I
If
again,
it's worth it.
I mean, but also for me, what she thought was a dirty house wasn't what I thought was a dirty house worthy of house cleaning services. So that was a different perspective.
correct.
And then
Levels
once we
to that,
cut,
too.
yeah,
Like, just being
right.
completely
And when we
transparent,
figured
you
out
know?
what that was, then it was like, okay, no need in me trying to impose my perspective against yours. If you say this brings you peace, then I need to figure out how to provide it because it doesn't matter to me one way or the other.
Look at you
Right?
with your happy
So,
wife.
Yeah, no doubt about that. But the issue was, can you tell me when we getting it so that way I can manage and budget it? And
Correct.
so that became a bigger issue than anything because it was like, I just booked house cleaning services. But I asked you, my compromise is if I'm okay with it, can you tell me when we having it?
So you can
And it was just like, oh, I just did it because I felt like today I needed peace and I want to book the service. And she said she's available today.
Well, you know,
Getting
1
it.
out of every 5 issues, the woman reserves the right to just push the button and
That's
act like it's
bullshit.
okay.
Oh, you can say that too. We can end this shit now and I tear it all down.
But no, let's get an issue, man.
okay. What do we write on?
What do we? Oh,
Or we just
you
say
guys
it out
have to agree, and then once you agree on the issue, I'm going to help you convert that into a yes or no answer.
Okay.
If you into a yes or no question, if you have a problem
What's
with it.
the issue you want to talk about?
What comes to your mind?
She always do this shit. She know the issue she want to talk about.
Well,
But I'm
she's
gonna
a
go ahead and
woman.
put it out there because it's ironic that you call us for this show and we got a current issue. You see the head now, right? She know the issue.
She already knew.
I got to be the one to say it. The issue is either my mom, my family, but more specifically, my mom is staying with us, and this is not what we planned, and it happened because I failed to do some things she wanted me to do a particular way, and in that time frame, my mom kind of got like booted out of where she was residing at, and so that's our issue. The issue is my mom is staying with us, and we haven't discussed it, planned it, and it fell on us, and I didn't properly do my thing to prevent it.
Okay, so one of the reasons why the game works so well is because we simplify things, make it really, really simple. So, what would be the yes or no question? How could we resolve this with a yes or no question? What is the disagreement?
I guess the yes or no question is, can my mom stay with us, right?
Oh.
Yes or no?
Okay, so you guys disagree on that then? You think she should stay with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
He don't want the backlash because of his non-planning, but it's cool.
And
I
you think she
fucked
should?
that up all the way.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So that's it.
Okay.
Should our mom live with us? So this is this one issue card, and for the issue question, you're right. Should mom live with us?
We writing separately.
Just one. No. Just there's only one issue.
Okay. You gave me a set of cards. I thought I had my own issue.
But each issue is made up of a bunch of different details.
No, I got you, but you still gave me the cards.
Yeah, we gonna get to that. Be patient, young grasshopper.
You can fill out some.
I know you just turned a half a hundred, but
Yeah, and half $100 mean I don't be
you
quiet
still
about shit
look,
no more.
You go over there
I
bouncing.
mean,
he ready to get on the bike now. That's my guy, man.
Okay. So the issue is,
last night. You see that fight?
Yes.
the issue is, the other reason why it works because it helps couples focus.
All right. Well, you already see
right.
my problem.
All right. So should mom live with us? That's what we want to solve today. Everything is trying to resolve this question. Okay. Now, she says yes. You say no.
Opposite. He says yes. I say
Oh,
no.
he says yes. You say no. Sorry.
Absolutely.
Obviously, I don't have a dog in this fight. The way you win the game is you guys will agree yes,
Or no.
or you will agree no.
Right.
Sometimes people find a middle where they say they just have a better understanding and they feel better about it and they know there's another step they need to take before they get to a yes or no.
Fair.
Okay? So, but either way, in the end, if you come to an agreement and you're happy, it's a win because you're able to talk about it without fussing and fighting.
Understood.
And you have an understanding, right?
Correct.
So, you will take this one detail cards and all the reasons that you can think of why the answer should be no, you'll write them here in step 1. Just one detail per card.
Okay.
Just one detail per card. And then you'll circle A or B.
Okay.
You guys have to decide who's going to be player A or who's going to be player B for the entire game.
I'm A.
Okay? So we start off by agreeing.
Alpha.
Who ain't know that?
Yeah. We agreed on the issue to settle, and then we also agreed on who's going to be in player A or player B. So we're on a good
You
track.
got 2 agreements.
They're working together already.
Yep.
Okay? So you'll write one detail per card why she should not, and you will write in step 1,
Oh, so we have multiple.
yes.
Okay.
Just one detail per card why she should. It doesn't matter how many cards you have. You can have
Oh, you just as long as we get the
5.
So we need 5 cards.
And you can have 10. I have more cards over here.
All right, I have 4 if that.
I have more cards.
Okay.
So however many you need, basically.
Right.
So start with the one detail of my.
You write one
yes.
detail on each card. Fill all the
Okay.
cards up now. I mean, write all the details now.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see if he even got any yeses besides the fact that it is what it is.
No, he has no. Oh yeah. All of his are. These are all the details that support your yes. Okay.
I'm just picking. I gotta pick because they right.
Now I never. It's usually just me and the couple, so I never had another person interjecting.
I'm sorry.
Hopefully it'll
It's only my show.
still be fine.
Shit. This
Kid, you alright over there?
badly.
I'm good.
It's
I'm
over, Kay.
I'm following the
It's
directions.
over.
Do you like the kids between 1 and 10? Where you between 1 and 10? Where you at right now, kid?
Okay.
It's fucked up. I had to pick the issue because I knew the issue she wanted to talk about.
You ain't picking, y'all did.
It's not fucked
That's
up.
one of the other
It's
benefits.
conversation.
Wait. That's one of the other benefits of the game, though. You get to talk about things that normally you wouldn't talk about sometimes,
Okay.
and then you can fix it. You can't fix it if you don't talk about it, right?
No, that's a
nothing-
fact.
And there's nothing fucked up about it because, as you stated weeks ago, that it was a conversation that you should have brought to me.
No,
you
but
didn't.
the
Wait.
man asked you what issue you want to talk about,
Okay.
and you deferred to me.
All
Well, now we on the issue.
Wait. Let's
Now
stay
we on the
focused.
issue.
Let's stay focused. So now, step 3, you have to number your details of the issue 1 to 10. 10 being most relevant.
So it's
Okay.
just that we
So
just
your
said-
the main reason to support your yes, you'll make that a 10 if it's a 10 to you or a 9 or
so
whatever
what-
it is.
So where we rated at?
At 3, just write a number.
And 3. Okay.
Right. You can't duplicate your numbers. You can have a 10 and a 9.9 and a 9.8.
But
Or-
you can't. Okay.
You just can't duplicate numbers.
Where do you write the 10 at? Where it says
In-
relevance?
In step 3, yes. How relevant is that detail to the issue?
I really like the Mighty Dives, bro. They have it.
Yeah. My Mike, no Adidas Jones, they came through. And they was only like $20, bro. I had to snatch those.
See, I can't be mad because I be stumbling across some joints
Like,
too.
you know
So
what
one of
I
the
mean?
reasons why the game works is because it allows couples to focus.
Oh, my bad.
Okay. So that.
Shout out to Bent Wine too. That's what Rod and Kia are sipping on tonight.
It's good. I like
It
this, man.
is.
I like this.
I appreciate that. Black owned, family owned wine company. You don't got a lot of them out there, man.
Okay.
And it's 13%.
Oh yeah, we have you out here.
I feel like I need to.
Wait, so 10 being the most important.
Oh shoot. Okay, sorry. I did it wrong.
Okay. And if two of them are really close, you can do a 9.9 and a 10. Want to? You didn't put anything here.
Which one is this one?
That was the least important.
Oh, yeah, that was the least important.
Sorry.
It's by default. Yeah, man. I'll give it a 1 because it is the least important.
Trying not to interrupt, but I got to entertain.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm trying to get the balance going.
Like I said.
All right, you guys are done?
Yes.
All right. So now, what you guys will do now is take all the details of the issue and put them in order of importance. 10 first. Mix them up.
Oh.
Yours and his. Together.
So put my 10 with her 10.
Whatever.
Right? And then the next 9 is a 9. I got an 8. That's an 8. See? I got a 5.
8, 5,
And a 1.
7.
I like this already.
So what I like to do is the person that really has the problem that you guys think has a problem with it. If there's 2 10s, I like that person to go first. So who should that be?
Your game, your rules.
Okay. So is that your first? Is that you?
No.
Okay. So let's swap that so that your 10 is before his 10. Okay. Now, so we already agreed we're not going to talk about this one issue.
Correct.
But we've broken this issue down into individual details. Now we're going to focus on just that detail. If possible, we don't want to move over to the other details. Let's just focus even more on just the one detail. So we'll put all the other ones aside and just talk about the one detail.
Okay.
All the steps on this side of the page of the card, you will handle. All the steps on the other side of the card, he's going to handle.
Okay.
Okay? So you'll do 1 through 3. When it's time for 4, he'll take over. This is
Okay.
on the other side.
Okay.
So tell him what you wrote and how relevant it is to you, how important it is to you.
Okay. This one detail on mine is that we didn't discuss this matter before his mom's arrival.
And how important is it?
It's a 10 for me.
Okay. Step 4 is next. Sir.
That was on me.
Yeah. So here, you're going to repeat back to her what you believe she means in your own words. Okay, and then you'll follow that with, is that right? This makes sure that we stay on the same page every step of the way. Okay?
All right, so I got to restate what I think I heard her say, is what you said.
Right, and follow that with, is that correct, so that you'll get a yes from her. You can't move on until you get a yes from her.
What I heard my wife say is that we didn't discuss this before my mom arrived. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Let me change one other thing. I like to say, so what you're saying to me is, because I want that to be the thing that you guys are saying to each other when you walk around the house.
So not what my wife said, but what
Yeah.
you are saying to me is.
Okay.
Okay. I get it. That's more therapeutic and more like.
Yeah, we've done therapy, so yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
We know the lingo.
I fucked up already. I didn't use my tools. Let me go to my toolbox. Hold on. What I hear you saying to me is that we didn't discuss this before my mom arrived. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. So that's 4 and 5. Step 6 is next. That's on your side still.
Is that right?
So you'll circle this detail.
Yeah, that's a yes.
That's yes.
That's the fuck right.
That's fine.
I'm sorry, but that is right.
Step 6. This detail is or is not true.
No, this right and true is the same thing. Okay.
No.
Wait.
Your understanding of what she said could be right, but it might not be true. You understood what she said, but it's not true.
Oh yeah,
sometimes,
no, that's
right?
true. Yeah, so it is.
And that happens sometimes. And then we figure out, oh, this is the problem.
My bad. I thought it was redundant, but you got it.
So, step 7. How relevant is it to you that you guys can have this discussion before?
Yeah, man, we not gonna be a good couple because I know the answers to this question.
Would you right?
It's a 10.
It's a 10.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I had Aunt Joyce say she don't like that part where one person says how relevant something is and another person says how it's not going to be the same. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a problem.
Sometimes it's
She was just saying that today. Here we got 2 10s. So, and I think that helps. So now, and I'll say why later. So step 8, you have to respond to what she wrote. A short response, because you guys will have a conversation later.
Hold up, wait a minute. Hold up, wait a minute. Hold up, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was
Excuse me,
finished?
while he's doing that, let me ask you a question. Yeah. Now, I'm asking this because, again, my Aunt Joy said that she didn't like that step. How do you feel about that being a 10? Him saying it's a 10 for him? And it was a 10 for him, that it was a 10 for you, that you guys didn't discuss it before.
I don't feel surprised about it because we did have a discussion. We did have a discussion that wasn't something that we discussed prior.
Okay.
And meaning that how can I say, that should have taken place.
Okay. But how do you feel that it's a relevance of 10 to him?
I feel that
If he had said it was just a 4, would you feel differently?
well, yeah, I feel that this is something that we're on the same page of.
Okay. All right. So now, tell her what you wrote.
There was no expectation that she would have to stay.
Okay. Now, step 9. It's on the other side. So that's your side. So here-
I didn't know before she came that she was going to have to stay.
Okay. Step 9 and 10 are just like steps 4 and 5.
Okay.
Really the most important steps in the game. Okay. So here you have to repeat back to him what you believe he means in your own words. And follow that with, is that right?
What you are saying to me is there was no need to discuss the matter because there was no expectation for her to stay.
Is that right?
Is that right? Sorry. What was waiting for me?
Yes.
Sorry.
Check this. Okay. So the next step is 11, focus, discussion, debate. Doesn't matter who goes first. Here you guys go back and forth and talk about this detail and his response to it as it relates to the issue.
Hold up, wait a minute.
Doesn't matter who
Y'all
goes
thought I
first.
was finished?
Yeah, I heard you.
Oh,
That's what you asked for. At this point, marriage for me is a long thought out process.
okay.
I can't rush to these questions or these answers.
The one thing I can say, and I thought I was transparent, with my husband when his mom came for a weekend, and because we were doing some traveling to hey, can my mom stay until we come back from our one trip, which was a week later. Then it was going to be extended to another trip to the end of the month. And for me, I started getting a little curious as to why is this weekend being elongated, and something that I felt like I was already seeing in the makings of, I know what's about to happen, because we already talked about some of the issues that his mom had with moving around and being displaced in certain arenas, where it's like,
So let me interject real
Okay.
quick, just to make sure you guys understand. Right now, we're talking about your 10, which was we didn't discuss that matter before her arrival.
Correct.
So I just want to make sure you're just talking about you didn't discuss it before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't focus neither.
Yeah, we didn't.
Okay.
But his counter is, well, she didn't know she was going to stay.
Okay.
So when I'm adding to it is, if I felt during week 2 going on to week 3 that it looks like she's staying, and we should have a conversation, then we should start then we should start to have a conversation.
Okay.
So I feel like I'm still on task.
Okay. I was making sure.
Yeah.
You are.
So
Yeah, but that can't happen before all that. You get what I'm saying? The expectation of
One
the
at a time.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
no.
But you guys are supposed to talk to each other because we are not really here.
No. So I was just explaining.
Talking to my wife.
So that was my feedback in regards to I'm starting to see something that's looking like an extended stay. An extended stay from what we need it to be needs to be discussed. And I felt like I brought that conversation to my husband, to you. And yeah. And at that point in time, then it was and I had my reasons why. My reasons were, I can't control everything that goes on outside my household, but I should be able to control what goes on in my household. And I'm only asking for peace and boundaries and something that I and we aren't prepared for, which is, housing another person. Meaning, like, again, we don't have all the details of what does this look like. It's one thing to say, mommy is staying, but it's another thing to say, what's the plan? we don't have no length of time. What's the resources that we're like? It's so much to discuss. And I felt this still when I brought this to him, that discussion shouldn't take place while his mom is still in our house. We should be able to have, like, she's already here. So either I'm backed up in the corner and I don't have no say, or mommy should be removed for you or not. Like, this is our marriage. This is our house. Everybody outside of this household don't mean nothing. Like, our household is our household. So how do we, is it fair to discuss, the potential of her staying while she's underneath her household? Because at that point in time, she's already in our household. So, yeah. And again, like I said, I started seeing something. I had a discussion to, what is this going to look like for us? And so I think that's how the two connect. Because like I said, the extension has now turned to, the extended stay has now turned to, my mom's here. And we have yet to discuss that with prior to her arrival and her being at our house. So that's my feedback on, 11 disclosure.
I hate kids.
So,
I was just
so this is the discussion debate part where you guys talk about it and go back and forth.
The part that's not fair is, like I stated, the reason why I counter what I countered is that when my mom came, when the plan was to travel for that weekend, it was the plan for the family to travel to a land of the sea family, and that included my mom. So when I went to pick her up the day before we traveled to the, straight through, got back, and in that time frame before getting back in our next immediate travel, which was within another 2 days or so, my wife was like, yo, when you taking your mom back? I'm like, I didn't discuss that. You know what I'm saying? But at that point, my mom didn't have to need to stay. You know what I'm saying? So when I picked her up to take her on vacation or to see her son or my brother, she didn't need to have to stay. I didn't know she was going to be, without a home. And then we are preparing for travel again. And in the process, the way I think about problem solving things, I was like, yo, my mom's presence is needed. We got a 22-year-old kid that's back home that we haven't had a discussion with what the household boundaries are and what our expectations are. Although we've said to him what they are, we need to kind of still have a more formulated conversation with them. So I'm like, all right, my mom can help police that. I had an issue with one of our businesses and staffing, and no one available to cover a shift. That normally, when there's no one else available, it's my wife or I. We're both traveling together. So now I don't think I might have to ask my mom, go in and, play that role for me, to free me up. And then, we were just traveling in general, and I want to kind of be like, all right, we're going to be away for about 10 days. Somebody just really, keeping an eye on the house. But didn't discuss that either. To that point, still, my mom didn't have to need to stay. It wasn't until we went on our vacation over the holiday of Thanksgiving. Within Thanksgiving was the 23rd, so between the 21st and 22nd, my mom get this message like, you can't no longer stay where you were staying at, so good luck wherever you are.
It wasn't good luck. It was your family's going to take care of you.
The same fucking thing.
I'm not cussing.
No, I don't give a fuck. If that's how I want to express it, that's how I express it. I'm not cussing at you. I'm just cussing the fact that you're trying to say because it was like the family going to take care of you versus she not having nowhere to stay. It still ends up in the fact that, it's like good luck with your new situation. My aunt brought my mom up here for her to stay with her. My mom didn't come up north without the expectation that she would stay with her aunt or her sister. And so while vacationing at my house, let's put it in that perspective. While my mother was vacationing at my house, she got so-called put out or evicted from where she was. And it was said, whether I said good luck or she said good luck, your kids will take care of you. It's like, yo, that wasn't the plan for us or my mother.
But as you stated, there were moments and times where she didn't have to stay, and I made it clear, okay, we can take her home now. But every time I made that statement, it still was, can she stay until here? Can she stay until here? Because guess what? If she probably would have returned prior to the 23rd, we could have a discussion of, hey, I've heard that my mother's situation where she is not the best. Can we in our household have a discussion of what to do, something of how to help her in this situation?
So to that perspective, I guess I got to give credit to she had discernment about what was going to happen or look like was happening. I didn't have the awareness of, okay, if I send my mom back 2 days before we travel again, that we're going to have a discussion about can my mom stay. You get what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Like, I didn't know it was going to come down to that. I was still like, yo, my mom is here. It's a holiday time. And again, for me, what I know we also did discuss is holiday time. And I wanted to spend more time with the family in general as the holidays were coming up because we haven't done that in the last 3 or 4 years. So that's another conversation I didn't have as to why I didn't prioritize my mom going back in between a moment of pause between our constant travel. Does that make sense?
And it does make sense, but spending more time with your mother during the holidays, we've already had 3 trips planned for the month. So how much time for the holidays are we really spending if we travel 3 times out the month for 1 month already? We're not home. So are we spending time with your mother or are we traveling? And the fact of the matter is we were traveling. So again,
but the time for me was like in those moments when we came home, there were 2-3 day pauses in between our travel. So I get what you're saying, but for me it's like, yo, my mom is present. She right there. So I'm spending 2-3 extra days with her, that I wouldn't have had she been somewhere else. So again, for me, it was holiday season, more time with mom.
Right. So I don't want to. I just want you guys to be clear. We're not trying to resolve the whole issue on this one card.
Glad you jumped in, Ref.
Understood.
We're just trying to make sure.
Let's go back.
We're just trying to make sure she's heard with this issue, this detail of the issue that
she's heard. I think I made that clear.
And you guys are supposed to talk about you guys not talking about it before. Once that is done, then we move to the next card if necessary.
Alright.
Most of the time,
I
people
made it
settle on the
clear
first
that
card,
she
but this
was
is
heard,
not going to
right?
work.
Is that clear that I'm clear that I hear
I'm-
her?
Ask her.
It's between you guys.
Is that clear to you?
Yeah, I believe that you heard me because I try my best to articulate my words, but I think I wasn't listened to. That's the difference. I can hear you say,
Are we talking about what you said before we come to this game, or are we talking about me answering my understanding of the issue
No,
as the game asker?
I'm talking about as the game. You said very clearly that you heard me, and
Right.
I'm agreeing to you that I do believe that you heard me. I'm also adding to the fact that I don't feel as though I was listened to.
Right. Listen
In the
as in the
moment.
past
It-
tense, in
in
the
the
moment
moment, in
of
the moment.
right. Versus now. Do you understand that I'm hearing and listening?
Yes, so
Okay.
in the present, yes.
Got it.
Okay. So you guys finished talking about you guys finished talking about this detail? You
For
think?
game's sake, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Who are emotionally and intellectually mature enough to have this conversation that we don't have to agree,
Right.
but I'm interested in hearing your side. You know what I mean?
All
Okay.
right, so let's move on.
So if you guys are finished, you'll check 11. Put a check box there.
Just put a
Say-
check.
Yeah, saying you
Okay.
completed the discussion debate.
Got it.
Step 12 is next. It's on the other side.
Step 12.
So here, you're going to say what you took from this interaction, what you learned. Ideally, you'll start with "I feel better because," and it's already written there. You can say "I feel better because," whatever you makes you feel better, or whatever you learned, and just write it here. Write it first, though.
Get down on the ground. 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 Down, get.
Done.
So now tell her what you wrote.
I feel better because the topic is being discussed.
Okay. Step 13 is next. And here, you're just going to write the same reason.
Write the same reason?
No.
Oh.
Your reason.
If you feel better, you're going to say "I feel better because," or any adjustments that you might make, or something you learned. Either way, it's something positive. You write something positive here. Tell them what you wrote.
I am feeling better because I am being heard.
Okay. So, step 14, it's on your side, but both you guys have to participate here. There's 2 yes or no's. First is, was there any progress with this one detail card? You guys have to agree yes or no. Is there any progress?
What you think?
Then the next question is going to be, was there enough progress to end the game? If not, then we go to the next card. But basically, to answer your question, if both of you guys feel better, then there's some progress. It just wasn't enough progress to win the game, unless you think so. Nothing. Once you have won the game, you still tell each other what you've written on the other cards, just for full disclosure.
Okay.
What you think?
What's the progress in this detail?
I think there was progress. I mean, I'm literal to the words. I mean, progress for me is, at the very least, the discussion is open and we are dialoguing.
So maybe you can help me here and explain to me what you're deliberating in your head.
Yeah, I can agree to just that we are starting to dialogue about this one detail.
So you feel like there was progress with this one detail?
I do.
Okay. So you would circle yes. The next question is, was there enough progress to end the game? Yes or no? not, then you go to the next most relevant card.
Get down on the ground. 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 Down.
That's enough for me also.
Okay. All right. So we put that aside. And the next most relevant card. Oh, that says 9.
I'm gonna say it was another 10.
Yeah, there it is. Who's that? That's yours, right?
Yeah, that's me.
So we're going to do the same thing. All the numbers on this side, you'll handle. All the ones on the other side, she'll handle. Tell her what you wrote and how relevant it is.
So my detail was, it's my mom, and she's homeless, to keep it real.
How relevant is it?
A 10.
Okay. Step 4. That's your side. So what you're saying to me is...
What you are saying to me is your mother is homeless and you feel obligated to help. You feel obligated to help her.
Is that right?
Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So step 6, this detail is or is not true. You just have to circle one.
Yeah, but I would have to ask, how can I say, who is this true to? And
You.
I'm sorry, about the detail. Because again, his mother is a free spirit. She's a nomad. And this is her way of life.
That you just discovered that word? Nomad. That's kind of offensive.
What's the detail? What's his detail? You, as you understand it, pay attention for a minute, please. What's his detail as you understand it?
That his mother is homeless, and I'm being serious when I say.
But is that it? His mother's homeless?
I can't answer that question.
No. His detail seemed like there was more than his mother's homeless in there.
It says it's my mom.
Okay.
She's homeless, to keep it real.
Okay.
And it says, is this detail real or not? And I'm asking a very important question of, I don't know if his mom thinks she's homeless.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is,
say that. That's a different question.
No, because the question says, is it real?
So I can tell you what happened here is he said, it's my mom and she's homeless, keeping it real. You said something to the effect of, so it's your mom, she's homeless, so you feel obligated, you added some stuff to it, and he said yes to that.
Correct.
So you messed up because that's not what you said. What she said might have been true, but that's not what you said.
Okay,
her job here is to make sure she understands what you're saying.
Excuse me. I'm listening.
Okay? So you said yes to something that you didn't say. So this is how
I get it.
we have simple discussions, and one person's talking about one thing and the other person's talking about something different.
Right.
Okay? So the answer should have been no, and she should have had to say that again.
Right.
Okay? Unless you wanted to change what you said.
Right. No, I get what you're saying. That's not what I said.
So you didn't understand what he said, even though you said he did, even though he said you did.
So what I'm hearing,
what you're saying to me is,
what you are saying to me is, it's your mom and she's homeless. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, this detail is or is not true.
It is his mom. That is true. I can't say it's true that she's homeless.
Okay, but you have to pick one. So this is why it's important to have just one detail. That was two details. That's your mom, and she's homeless.
So let's make this clear. It's one detail. When I say it's my mom, I'm just clarifying that,
That's the priority.
Yeah.
I understand.
Right, so we can drop that and say she's homeless. Like it doesn't change anything.
I understand, but if you had just said, "My mom is homeless," just for future,
Okay.
then it would be simpler. But go ahead.
All right. So let's say I said that. I mean, because that's what I meant to say.
It would be easier for her to decide whether it's true or not.
Okay.
So is that it is or is not true?
What part?
That she's homeless. It's your opinion whether it's true or not. This is your opinion whether it's true or not.
Correct. So I think is not.
Okay, circle is not. So now, I want to say two things here. If we had kept it the way we had before, where you said it's your mom, she's homeless, and you feel obligated, then she would have had to say yes because it's your feelings. Your
Gotcha.
feelings are valid. You have to agree. If
I
he says,
gotcha.
"I feel it makes me sick," you just have to agree, right? So now that we got it narrowed down to specific detail, we see that you guys don't even agree whether she's homeless or not. So that has to make a difference on whether you're gonna resolve this.
I like that.
Okay.
That was
So,
kind of mean.
See what you did there.
That was kind of
So-
mean. Good twist.
so now, this detail is not true. You don't feel like she's homeless. That probably makes you feel better that she's just not trying to kick your mom in the street, something like that. I'm not supposed to be interjecting. Actually, I'm not supposed to even be here.
Okay.
Next one, how relevant is it to you that he feels like it's his mom and she's homeless? On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the most.
I'll give it a 7.
Okay, so right at 7.
I feel like we went 6, 8, 7. But all right. I was like, that's what I heard.
Right.
That's what you heard in your head?
I mean, cause I'm always
You
trying
heard
to
the
get ahead of
calculation.
what people are saying.
Okay, so now you write down a response to what to his mom being homeless, or thinking his mom is homeless, and you don't think it. You keep it short because you know you guys will talk about it later.
Correct.
I see why it's important for you to say stay focused because when you narrow it down to like simple answers,
Right.
that's the focus.
Yeah, I find if two reasonable people have the same data in their head, they'll come up with the same reasonable conclusion
Right.
if they're reasonably compatible.
Right.
But it really requires you to pay attention and listen.
So I'm responding to this.
Yes. So what are your thoughts on that? And
I like these kind of games though, for real.
and you keep it,
I
and you
don't, but I'm enjoying myself right now because I feel like this is working.
Nah,
and you'll keep it short because he has to turn around and say what you're saying to me is, and if you say a lot, then he
I
might
understand.
miss something.
and I like these games because it puts us in a spot where I think we're journeying to as this stage of our lives and our relationship is that how to really say what it is that is the problem, keep it simple, focus on that, and then the next problem rather than trying to have this one big conflated problem that's not really clear on where we
That's what
begin.
happens. That's what
And
happens
then
most of the
every
time.
6
right?
months, get drinks with Linda and James.
You know, I do it in
You
less
do
time.
weekly.
Don't cut.
I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I be talking to your pop, and I'm like, "Pop, you not keeping it real."
No, he is though.
Because no, I get it that he is, but it's the fact of like sometimes when I say he's not keeping it real with me, he giving me his perspective of the now, not going back to me pop when you was like 40 and this was like early. Like, what did that really feel like? Like
Okay.
I kind of had to draw him to that.
He a little different though. But go ahead.
Yeah.
All right. So you have to tell him what you.
Your mom is a free spirit and she likes to move around freely.
So that was step 8. Step 9 is next. That's yours. You have to tell her what you believe she means in your own words. Follow that with, is that right?
So what you're saying to me is you believe my mom is not homeless and that she's this nomad. Oh no, what you're saying to me is that my mom's not homeless. Is that right?
Correct.
So I gotta say
You would right. Check yes.
yes.
Mouthful on that man, Mark.
We're on now, yeah.
Sanitize.
Right.
So step 11
Okay.
is the focus discussion debate. Now you guys talk about her being homeless as it relates to the issue.
Right. So, can you explain to me why you think my mom is not homeless?
From what I know and what I've seen of your mother, she just likes to move freely. And in conversations that we've had, which has been your mom and I had, even with her own sister, the traditional way of living is not what she does. And so she is not what she does. You know, I heard you say earlier in regards to, you know, let me be clear, I don't know how she got to your aunt's house with her sister, but it was some point of agreement where, you know, she got there. And those arrangements that she's had there was those arrangements that she was okay with. But I also know that I've seen a pattern, you know, in the time that we've been together with your mom, which is just moving about freely. And so that's all I know her to be. That's all I know her as. You know, because again, I feel like if someone was homeless upon coming into our home at any given point before the text message came from her sister, that would be a conversation of, hey, I have nowhere to go. I am homeless. Can I stay here? I think we're making it convenient to say, well, hey, she got kicked out of her last, you know, place. Let's just assume and just think, you know, we can just make space here for her, if that's something that she even wants or desires. Again, I just feel like there's so much that we have to get from a discussion to know, where do we stand to even know where we need to help out at. Because I feel like up until now, and I could be wrong, she never had a problem with her life in regards to her bouncing from wherever situation she's been at to being okay. She's never complained about being where she's been before she got to our house. So I think I've always been transparent and true as to tell you, well, see what your mom wants. And that goes back to, you know, when I thought we were going on travel for a weekend. She was coming here for a weekend to travel. We had a purpose. And once we all got back, she was going back home. We had a purpose. We was all traveling and sent her, you know, and now that purpose is over and she is to go, you know, and we maintain our household quite fine without, you know, an extra set of eyes and ears. But to stay on topic, again, that detail has never come from us. If you ask your mom, I don't know. If you ask your mom, are you homeless? She's never said to us, hey, I need your help in this area because I don't have a place of my own.
I mean, but that's speculation, right? I haven't asked her to see what her answer would be. But I look at homeless as a very simple word that I know the clear definition to. Someone that doesn't have a home. My mom don't have a home. So.
And And to be fair, because we are talking, your mom hasn't had a home for how long?
I mean, a home is something different to you, sis. I mean, somewhere where somebody wants her to live or somewhere she wants to live. She hasn't had that since her failed relationship, right? And so since then, she's been trying to find a way when she's never... I'm cool with that, bro. She's been trying to find a way when she's never, ever had to make a way since her last relationship for 20 years. So my mom got into the typical housewife rhythm. I got a husband, or what I call a husband, providing all my needs. Now I don't no longer have the wherewithal on how I do it for myself, because now I got a man helping me with my 2 boys, and in this process I had 3 more kids. And so 20, 30 years of that, they have a falling out. It ends in a little bit domestic situation. Now my mom is forced to kind of manage bills of a home she never had to manage, do it when she never had a job to do it. So basically she lost the ability of a second income, or a primary one, that she was supplementing with, public services. And so goes from that to, we back on public services, and she trying to figure it out. And she held on to the house for as long as she could. Maybe been a little bit of me contributing here and there, my brother, but whatever, she held on to it for like another 7 or 8 years. And then lost that, went to an apartment, lost that because the kids started aging out. Now the income starts decreasing. And again, the ability on how to do it yourself has been lost 20, 30 years ago. So what I watched happen with my mom is like, the scary thing that I knew was going to happen before I met my wife, my mom going to become my responsibility. I just know that's just the African-American track. You know what I mean? And so when she in a situation and I'm watching lose homes, I'm trying to get my life together. And when we did, it was at a good time when she lost her home. Guess what? I own property. You can stay in this one right now and you got to worry about rent. Just figure out your life. You know what I mean? And then that fell. She ended up with my sister. Then from my sister to my brother. So now she house bouncing from family to family. And when no family is welcoming you, then there's no home. You know what I mean? There's no place you feel comfortable in. And right now, she didn't come up north unless my aunt made her feel she was welcome. She was kind of fine where she was at, even if that was in a transitive state. Now she switched states. Now she different resources, different places, different people. And my aunt tells her, you can no longer live here while she's staying at my house. So while she's staying at my house, I'm supposed to say, Mom, goodbye. I don't know where I'm taking you to. Where the fuck I'm gonna take her to, bro? And it's not a sibling in the family right now that can do anything for her. Ain't nobody can pay for her to come back down north. Back to Atlanta, where my sister she could stay there, but my mom's like, I've been through that. I don't want to stay there. We're gonna fight. We're gonna argue. You're gonna tell me I can't stay here. You can tell me I can leave. I'm gonna say the process is, she need to find a way back to how she provide and take care for just herself now, that she hasn't done in over. She's 68. My mom ain't never had to take care of herself for almost 40 years now, bro. So you tell somebody to go out there and learn how to work when they never did the job. Go out there and find a home and pay your rent and make the means happen when you never had to do it. My mom ain't never worked. She don't even understand the concept of work, bro. But she finds a way. She was finding a way when it was just us. Now she gonna find a way for her.
This is extreme.
It's a conversation, though.
This is extreme.
It's a conversation that we didn't have, because that's the extreme parts of it that I don't really want to journey into.
And that's the therapeutic piece, because in the midst of all this, the differences are between my husband and I is I come from a background where I had self-sufficient parents, So I was allowed to be a child. My husband had to be an adult at a very young age, and that's all he knows.
Mm-hmm.
Two different backgrounds,
Mm-hmm.
and I buried the parent already.
Mm-hmm. God bless.
So he has every right to feel how he feels,
Absolutely.
and I don't want to take that away from him. As he stated, this is not our first time around the rodeo. We provided before
Mm-hmm.
and continuously in some form of fashion.
Mm-hmm.
And yet and still, because he's the oldest, because he was told, you're 18 now, you take care of me in this house, of people that he didn't birth. Like, this has been going on for all his life and for 18 years that I know. And so this is the difference.
I mean,
And just where this is the difference in just where we are. And I don't think, not in a bad way, in regards to these are the things that we just don't agree on.
Mm-hmm.
Because yet she's homeless. In your eyes, just in general, your obligation becomes my obligation. He's not the only one obligated to this.
yeah.
And so this is our house. This is, the boundaries and the level of peace that I want to be able to have in my house. And
Can I say something real quick? And because
I know we're playing a game, but you're here.
No,
you're
we
listening.
good. Yeah, but what I keep hearing is the problem is the lack of the conversation. The part of the conversation that we're getting to now, when she's explaining how she was brought up and her understanding versus your understanding and your upbringing, is something that wasn't even interjected into this until, you know what I mean? So I feel like this question, the way that the game goes, is enough for y'all to go and finish the conversation.
Understood.
Now, if y'all feel differently, I'm here. But I really feel like the fact that we got here and y'all see how each other feels about what each other is saying, and it's not combative. You see what I'm saying? He done put his shoulders down. They was up for a while. You see what I'm saying? So I just feel like that question of is this the question that you ain't gotta go in the number 5. Them 2 10s is everything right now. But the part of the game is that you still have to just say what the other ones were.
No, and we can get through this.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the goal, not just with this game, but in general.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
In regards to just in general.
Yeah.
Because this conversation, if it was that, I think we can agree, if it was this month or 3 months ago, it's something like you see the writing on the wall, but you think you have time.
And I think we discussed that.
No,
We been discussed that.
No, and
we knew we was coming to this.
No,
we just didn't know when.
And I'm not disagreeing with that. Again, the disagreement part that I can at least share for myself, which was, I understand now that you were, hearing me, but I just wish, I was being listened to say, hey, the time is
urgency.
The time is now, because I know you want to just have mommy time, but I'm like, mommy time is looking like we don't have time, and it's not about putting my husband in an uncomfortable situation, which is your mom or me. But regardless of the fact, we still gotta have a talk, and that's and so it's definitely a conversation that needs to be.
And why I said what I said was mainly because of what you said. You said all the reasons you didn't want to have a conversation. You just said them. You see what I'm saying? So now that's on the table or off the table. You see what I'm saying? But it wasn't. You was holding back from the conversation for those reasons, which anybody understands for the most part. Like,
and not only that, but I feel like for him, my husband, he's not healed in a lot of areas. And I think that was some of the holdback, you know, and you know, I'm not being, you know, difficult or defiant to not allow you to heal, but we need you to heal, because healing helps us with this conversation and get understanding, and just for us to get out this gray area. Like, it has to be black and white, and it has to be talked about, because as my partner, as my husband, as my friend, he needs to be released of a whole lot.
but
Let me just interject for a second, though.
Please.
I don't think she's incorrect in things that I haven't addressed. Now that we're in this space and time where we got these terms we never had before. Past trauma.
Use them.
Right?
Tools.
Right. But what I'm saying is, I'm not denying the fact that there isn't areas I don't need work in.
Absolutely.
Never said that. But what I'm also trying to also defend is that thought process and how I was raised, that we probably need to talk about, is the root of going deeper.
Because nothing had to be black and white for you.
No,
you had to do shit.
Hear me out, though. That thing didn't make a difference when it was her mom was aging. The writing on the wall, she talked about seeing with my mom. It's like, we see the writing on the wall and how our families are different. We see the writing on the wall and what direction their lives is going in, right? And when I was preparing, I was like, I see your mom is aging. Yeah, you grew up in a two-parent household, but in that time frame, you know, the other parents deceased, that money has run out. Now your mom is getting older, health is going bad. You know what I mean? Don't have anything to provide for herself in, you know, the later years as money starts to run out. Guess what? I'm preparing for your mom to come be with us. Every move I made, every house I got, everything I tried to accomplish in those earlier years was like, I see the writing on the wall. We're going to have to one day provide for your mom. And then it ain't a question. I don't care how much me and your mom may not get along, or whatever the case may be, just because of how I was raised and brought up. Her daughter's got to be able to provide for her. And if I'm her husband, I got to be able to provide for her too, whether I want to or not. And I think that's where the disagreement is, because that's the thing that was never discussed. When is my family? How you feel about that? You know what I'm saying? And now, I mean, the debate is going to be like, we helped our families through our journey. Yes, we have. But I think it was also a volley too. It was just like, boom, you took care, help me take care of my family. Now I'm gonna help you take care of yours. Whether there's a disagreement or not, you know what I'm saying? They need to stay. Listen, I don't like it, but it is what it is. You know what I mean?
And that's and I don't want to compare apples and oranges. And again, even with my mom aging, my mom later years was stage 3 lung cancer, and
that was a surprise.
And that was health. We're talking about a 68-year-old woman that can run circles around you and I.
and that's when we lose discussion, because it's not about the healthy state of a person.
I just want to finish my statement.
Your physical health to her mental health is like, both of them had a disability.
I just wanted to finish my statement.
Okay. Finish it.
We're talking about a woman that is capable, able, healthy, that likes to partake in extracurricular activities, which is slamming,
What's the activities?
and which and
She like the smoke.
which is fine. I'm not against that. But what I'm
I don't
saying,
see kids not caring about that.
But boy, actually points out in there likes to do
I'm just-
extracurricular activities.
I'm talking about the status of health that she's
Out
in.
here living.
That's all I'm
That's what
saying.
she's saying.
The status of health that she's in versus compared to an aging,
You better
sickly.
get back to your game.
But I guarantee you guys I believe you guys can resolve this if you stick to the structure. So right now we're talking about whether she's homeless or not.
Okay.
If you guys would stick to that,
Right.
and
we
I think
already
you
come to
guys
the
will,
conclusion that we don't agree
and
with.
talk to each other about
Right.
it.
Yeah. So the conclusion is we don't agree.
Did you say all you needed to say about whether you thought she was homeless
I
or
did.
not?
I
You sure?
did. I'm positive.
You say what you honestly. Did you say what you think? Is there anything else that you could say about whether she's homeless or not? Because that's what this card is about. Her being homeless.
Nah. I can't say anything else.
You can't say anything else about it. Okay? So I think you guys got too far off, and that's why he can't say anything else. You know. But
It is. Man always got to defend himself.
no,
I ain't gonna say
I'm just
because the man.
no. I agree.
The man position you saying I gotta lean his head and say like, yo, I can't say nothing else.
I'm saying, but it sounds like you said they can't say
You
that.
misinterpreted what he
Yeah,
said.
I don't think you.
That was
I just don't think you're. I think you're just appeasing her or whatever right now, because I think you do have something else to say, but you just guys too much stuff got in there. You guys aren't talking to each other right now. For this game, you guys are supposed to be talking to each other.
Okay.
I interrupted that.
Because really, we're not. This is a game that you can play at home.
Right.
One of the benefits of this, you don't have to tell your friend, talk to your girlfriend about it, and she wants your man anyway, and she's not giving you good advice.
Understood.
So you guys are supposed to talk to each other and look in his eyes, and you see him getting tearied up, and it's supposed to affect you a little bit
Of course.
and stuff like that. So all that stuff makes it. All these little steps make a difference.
Understood.
So do
You
you?
can get those instructions in the beginning. So this should be a knee-to-knee conversation.
Well, the crazy thing
eye to
is,
eye type joint.
I was sitting here like I want to see if this game worked, and I'm starting to believe it too, though. Like,
Yeah, but you also got to know the rules. Like the rules should be more clear. Like,
Well, I
when
did
say
say
something-
I did tell you guys
He
were
did
supposed to talk to each other.
He
I
did
said
But to your point to the conversation of the game, me talking to her doesn't mean that I've perceived it as I need to be looking at her and making sure that I'm actively listening and communicating in a
well, the
way
part that
that's-
negates that is that we're on camera.
Yeah,
That's
so
part too.
but
We still have
there
to.
are
We
people-
gotta. You always
and there are
gotta
other
adjust
people
games for
in
the
the
fact
room.
that there's more
Yeah,
people
but
in the,
I think
in the
what I'm
room than
saying
that's in the
is
room.
I was communicating the way I know how.
Yeah, but see where you're
No,
pointing
but I
right
think
now.
y'all
See
did
right now,
good.
you got your back to her. You're talking to him.
Right. And I
That
see
wouldn't
what you're
happen
saying,
if you and
man.
her was in
Yeah.
the kitchen.
That's
at the
what
kitchen
I'm
table.
saying.
That's what I'm saying. That's what.
But that's what
our
I
fault.
didn't get.
Yeah,
Right, that's what I'm
yeah,
saying. That wasn't
yeah.
laid out as the rule.
He said that a couple times.
I think
but
so.
it's cool.
I think I think he did.
But this
And I
is-
heard that just as well.
But just so you
I'm
can
glad it's recorded because
hold on. In your defense, a lot of times women say, "I said it 100 times." This is a good example. I've
Great
said it
example.
I
several
mean,
times.
I've heard you say it, and I
That's why they got
interpreted.
instant replay.
I
on
Right.
interpreted
games,
everything
man.
that you
It was
said.
like,
Right, but
throw
he
a
just
flag on
didn't
that.
hear it. That's why when you follow this, when there's structure, he's able to hear you. So
and,
we just have to keep.
and we got to give grace, because when you're talking about something that you're emotionally attached to, sometimes you get in your thoughts and you do miss certain things.
Yeah.
Like that's a thing too.
Yeah,
That's fair.
these are always
That's why
kind
you
of.
need rule keepers. I went
emotional.
off the rails.
Yeah.
Nah, you
I've
done
been
good.
made a penalty a long
You
time
done good.
ago.
Right.
No, because
So-
also I was interjecting directly to y'all, so y'all responded to me anyway. It's part of the
Understood.
show
Understand?
and not part of the game.
Right.
But
Right.
go ahead.
So, is there anything else that you guys? Because we do have to try to. This is your 10, man. This is your 10.
Yeah.
So, this is your mom,
Excuse me. I'm sorry.
and she is homeless right now. Did you have anything else to say to her about that? Okay.
So I checked this box, which is 11,
Yes.
right?
Now 12 is next, which is on the other side. Here,
That's
any
him.
adjustment? No,
That's you.
this is your side.
Okay.
Any
Check
adjustments
this
or
box.
takeaway? Did you learn anything? Anything that makes you feel better at all about this detail about her being homeless? Something you didn't know, something you realize, something to make you feel better.
I appreciate that both of y'all are being thoughtful and honest. No, real shit. Like, this don't go right if y'all are worried about perception and stuff like that.
No,
You
I
see what I'm
think
saying?
that's the key thing I stated when I opened up. Like, yo, this not marriage.
Yeah.
I'm at this point in my life willing to do whatever it takes to see it through and what I expect it should be. The death do us part kind of situation. And I have enough discernment of my past. Like, yo, I just never really committed to anything for it to happen long enough. It is what it is. I'm going to fight through this. I'm going to fight through that. I'm going to solve this problem. You know what I mean? The arguments aren't new to me. I'm conditioned for it. Like, you know what I mean? Like Mike Tyson.
Want to have more conversations
I'm ready
and
for
less
the fight.
arguments. And I think that that's what this does. It breaks it down into where you have to be honest about what that's saying and not what you want to get off.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Because a lot of times it's about getting your shit off or clapping back or whatever, however you say it.
I still think we need a referee because this ain't a game for two people.
Once you learn
Be
how to
honest with
play,
that.
listen.
Yeah.
Once you learn how to play, and you realize step 1, 2, 3, 4. Like right now, I'm saying this on the other side.
Right.
Once you've played the game a couple of times, like I've played the game with a couple, and the guy was saying something. She said, "Wait a minute, we're just on." The lady said, "We're on step 5 right now." No, she just picked it up real quick, and he said, "Oh, okay, I'm bad. I'm out of line," and he just went right back in line. But
And I like it what I'm saying, but I think it's a probable game in that if you already know in the beginning the goal is to preserve the marriage no matter what, there's no losing at the game.
Right.
But if you're already in the mindset like, yo, this ain't gonna work, I really ain't trying to be with her.
you do
manipulate
remember
right.
I said it's kind of a game that you can't win by yourself. The relationship has to win, or you both lose.
Oh, okay, good tag. You know what I mean?
So
That's a conscious thing.
huh?
Yeah, that's a conscious thing that I just dismiss because that's what I didn't come here to do. Lose my relationship.
Absolutely
It's
not.
perceived in my mind.
Absolutely
I'm not
not.
losing over any issue.
You started rubbing on it in front of us out the
Facts,
man,
you get it. You know what I mean? I'm throwing the fabric.
But ideally, right.
They go into his habits.
So you was gonna leave here good night either way. But ideally, this issue would be resolved, or you guys would have another step to go to. That way, it's not swept under the rug.
Right.
So I went to one couple, and I told them, "Hey, you guys have to think of an issue to settle." And they were going back and forth, couldn't really think of anything. And I said, "Well, the last couple did on should we buy a dryer?" And that couple I'm talking to now said, "Oh, that's not a big issue." And I said, "Well, it is. If she has to kick this dryer once a week to get it to work, well, it may not be an issue to you, but she might not feel like putting that much love in the food if she's doing the food, or she might not feel like having sex that night." Yeah. So I believe little issues permeate into other issues into your life.
And that's how
so
seasoned
ideally,
I am to know.
right. So ideally, if you guys can resolve this or come to some kind of agreement as for what the next step is going to be, the relationship will win. Okay, so tell them what you wrote.
I feel better because we are attempting and being intentional and creating dialogue about this topic.
Okay. So 13. That's you.
Oh, you guys are so awesome. I'm having a ball. That's all. I shouldn't say that, but I am. I'm enjoying this shit.
That's good. That's
I've never done this before. This platform is going to new plateaus.
You know, I think it's very important, especially in this internet world, in regards to what we, not only what we discuss, but what we show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think it's easy, and I cringe because we hear it quite often. Relationship goals,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll be the first to tell any and everybody, you don't know what we go through.
Absolutely.
Right.
And
Amen.
And let me say, the smiles
Easy.
and the
It's like you learn it
smiles
ain't hard neither.
Mm-hmm.
and the
It's what
smiles that
give
you
it.
see us post it's probably because we're getting through this. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And not that we're obligated and it's our responsibility to to post or even have dialogue about our hardships, but being in a marriage and being in a relationship is work.
Yep.
And
show up and do the job no matter what.
And the work meaning sometimes it can't be just he and I. Sometimes it has to be a platform like this. Sometimes it has to be a therapist. Sometimes it has to be, just you and I need to get away to remove distractions.
And we're too seasoned for this show, bro. We already know what to do.
I'm glad we're seasoned, but I also think there's room for growth in any aspect of what we did in our first 10 years of marriage.
You gonna leave me?
Oh, child.
Do you want to leave me? That's the bottom line.
Shit, I'm
read what you wrote, man. Let's get to what you wrote.
Yeah, do you want to leave me? No. We locked in, bro.
She is hilarious.
Exactly.
Ooh.
We locked in.
You did it to yourself.
You understand me? We locked in, bro. She can talk about that shit.
Just like
she
this
want.
one. It's all on you.
Like, we gonna be the racist soon. We locked in.
All you had to do was keep looking at your damn book.
We locked in.
Ooh, I went to church today. That's all.
My
I'm saying.
takeaway. My takeaway is that now I understand that we don't agree on what homeless is defined as.
It's fair. It's fair.
Okay. So, step 14. Was there any progress on this detail?
I hate this game already. Yes.
Last time it was debatable. This time it was undeniable. That's funny.
Yes.
You guys both have to agree on yes.
I know what she's gonna say. Listen, bro, I'm telling you, we locked in.
Well, Kia, you confirm for the people so that they don't say he forced that on you.
We locked in. We sometimes think alike. We kind of know what the hell is going on. Like, when she have an issue, I know what her issue is, even if I don't state what it is. And she know mine.
Yes, there is progress on this detail. Did we win the game? No. So let's stop right here.
That's the whole point of the game. If you win, listen, that's the whole point of the game. If you win, you beat that game early, where's the interest in continuing to play it? You know what I'm saying?
Well, most people do settle on the first card.
Bro, all right, but guess what?
Yeah, because he's on the 26 minutes.
Because it's just one.
It's I'm just trying to play this game over and over
just
again.
one issue.
I'm living
and
the
there's this
master.
many cards left. This is
I'm living the master.
Yeah,
this is beyond 26 minutes.
Go ahead.
Because since this is a special situation, do they take those cards with them to further the conversation, or do they read them out loud here?
So once they have come to an agreement, then let's say they came to agreement on the third card, then they would still read to what they wrote on the fourth card, so each other would know, like full disclosure.
So even
but they don't have to play. They don't have to play the card.
They don't have to discuss it out.
Yeah.
No, you don't have to discuss it, but you would tell her what you wrote.
So we still aligning bullet points,
right,
for the conversation. All right, so let's do that.
But this game is providing you structure right now, allowing you to talk the way you guys haven't been able to talk about it, I believe. So I would encourage you, since this is an ongoing issue, to just finish the game.
Now, what I'm gonna tell y'all is, we done ran out of time.
Oh,
right.
Which is why I was trying to nudge.
This ain't no quick game. Like,
but Ride is from the country, and Ride don't rush nothing. So Ride is like, no, we don't do the whole.
Well, look, we were participants.
We owe you $5,000 by now.
But this is the good thing about it. It's not like your timely game.
No, it's not. It's, and time should never be important when dealing with these things.
Yeah,
in a rushing form. It is what it is. It takes the time it takes.
So can we pause?
It takes the time it takes.
Can we pause?
This is going to be the end of this episode.
Okay.
You going to tell them
this game on.
You going to tell them how they can find you, find the game, all of that coolness,
and we make a Zoom call you.
And we go take a drink. We go take a drink to let the air out the room, and everybody's gonna get home safe.
Please.
Okay.
All right, Rod, try to run it up. You see? You about to get him on a live stream.
Sponsored by. On the floor in a fetal position.
No,
I'm trying to make sure you're okay.
Right, you ain't never seen a 3-hour podcast.
No. But I figured she would edit it down and cut it down.
No, listen.
She's
I think
still
she's doing an awesome job when I'm looking at a couple of your videos. Like,
Shout out to Kay from Fine Productions.
Hey.
But no, we good. Do what I asked you to do, please.
Oh shit, it's 10 o'clock.
Tell the people how to get with you, get the game, all
Oh,
that.
so if you go to YBAngry.com, the letter Y, the letter B, and the word angry together, you'll see links at the very bottom to a bunch of the videos, or you can order the game, or you can order my book, YBAngry. You can click a link on the TED Talk and watch my TED Talk.
You got TED Talk, y'all.
That's it.
Word. Well, congratulations on everything you got going on. I appreciate you bringing the game through. This was fun. This was interesting. These are people I love, so it was a little rough a little bit, but I'm in it with y'all. And they might not want me to know that much about it. But wait, it wasn't too crazy. I think this is actually,
that's how
I think
we
this is a
save the next
fair
generation,
topic.
though.
It wasn't about sex or nothing. This is about
Being
mom,
real, being honest,
in-laws.
And that's the thing. Like, it's. I'm about to go off topic.
I'm asking y'all for last words anyway, so go ahead.
I'm about to go off topic. It's women, that talk about, yeah, when I get married, I ain't gonna tolerate my husband cheating on me, doing this and doing that. And I'm like, do y'all realize there's so much other shit that you need to worry about in a marriage? And you only talking about cheating? You gotta worry about this. I mean, the topic.
I used to say stuff like that on Facebook, and they would grind me up in all the group messages.
And I just be sitting there
stopped.
like, that's what you worried about? Oh, baby, you don't even know that.
I mean, in order to be a good wife, you got to know how to wear heels and sneakers, cook, clean, and suck dick, and that's it.
Right. Yeah,
that's social media standards of being a good wife.
I'm about to say that has to be.
Get you one that could do both. Wear Jordans and shoes.
That's what we talking about?
Like, it's amazing. Like, I could buy you both. You could do it Tuesday and Wednesday. This is not a thing.
Right.
The
standards is crazy.
It is. And, I can say that I know it's not easy for my husband to be vulnerable. I know it's not easy for, black men to be vulnerable in a safe space. So the fact that he was able to be that here with me is reason why.
I appreciate that. I appreciate
it's reason why
into a new level
that
of life.
this, that this game is going to work.
Mm-hmm.
That this, we have to continue this because, happy wife, happy life. That's bullshit.
Absolutely.
It takes. Why would I not?
Happy us leads the rush.
Happy spouse, happy whatever you want to.
Yeah.
I can't expect me to receive all the rewards and he doesn't receive anything. Are you kidding me? That's not how I live. Mm-hmm. That's just not me. But it's just, for me, it's proof that we still got some work. Mm-hmm. This is a part of the work. And the fact that I can get in the ring every day with him, that he's willing to fight just like I am, I know that we're on a good path.
If you are a Fortune 500 business, and I hate comparing marriage to business, but we know it is, and y'all clear $5 million more than y'all did last year, y'all still got fucking work to do next year.
Yeah.
Actually, you have more work to do. Now you gotta figure out a way to do 7. You see what I'm saying? Right. So
that's real.
When it's worth it, when it's yours, you fucking figure out a way to do the work.
Facts.
You lose a couple hours on either side, and you make up for it on vacation. You know what I'm saying? But your last words.
Oh man, my last words is gonna be a little controversial. Like,
you are not a victim today. Don't do that.
I agree with everything she says, right?
Exactly.
Because that's the goal for us.
Absolutely.
But then there's a part where I'm also trying to reach a young man, like what she was saying, and that it's like, yo, this shit isn't easy, bro. Mm-hmm. My man had a game show a while ago called Just Don't Wife Her. Right? Which was like, yo.
Shout out to him. That's a great name for it.
Yeah, anything. And that was popping in the 90s.
It's like, I think I love my wife.
And I probably shouldn't have said
that's
that.
A
but
great
anyhow,
name.
Yeah. Anyhow, they was going with a vibe on something like, yo, y'all really don't know what it's like to be married. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And what you think is supposed to be the woman you about to marry ain't that. You know what I'm saying? So the part of what she's saying that I agree in is that, yo, we have no clue what this work was going to be.
Absolutely.
But we dived into it. You know what I'm saying? And every day I'm challenged with, do I want to wake up and go to work? Mm-hmm. But guess what I'm committed to? getting the job done.
I heard that.
So guess what? I'm gonna get up today. I'm gonna go to work, bro.
You a poet, you ain't even know it. This why you got shows coming soon and all of that.
Just here these days. I
You know
don't
what I'm
go to
saying?
work,
That's why
bro.
you got
But guess
shows
what?
and all that.
I'm going to work, man.
No, well,
going to work.
one quick question for y'all too. Married couples and they single friends. Do y'all believe in that thing?
Damn, I'm gonna try to give my answer. I'm trying to give my answer that I think is short, right? What I've been saying for a very long time is that married people need
I'm gonna
married
get cussed
people,
out for this, but I wanted to know.
right? Married people need married people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, single people can't really look to married people to be married if that's not what you really want to be.
Absolutely.
And married people can't be really catering to single people because their lifestyles is speaking a different language. Like, yo, at some point you're gonna learn their language or they're gonna learn yours.
Right.
But don't go into risking what you already have understood. You know what I'm saying? So married people need married
That's
people.
why we don't want our turkeys running around with y'all chickens. Anyway, appreciate y'all, man. We out of here. That was fly.
This is Sippin' with Sammie. I am Mr. Fly Shit, only the one and
Oh,
only
this
Sippin'
one.
with Sammie. Sam Malone, Barstool, Rube. If you ain't sippin' with Sammie, you ain't sippin' right. Please get your fucking
Man, this is an intense game, bro. I like it because marriage is intense.
It's the king of hooks, baby. Sam Malone, what up? Corey. Yeah, baby. They ain't right at all. Get what you're looking for. Yeah. They ain't right. In the streets, we're getting caught no more. Corey.
Slick as I want to be, smooth as ever seen. Melody could be felony. What you telling me? Learn to play from Bill Bellamy, Peter Guns, someone else. I'm something else, something different. That's what she sniffing. Call Malone shit, different from pimping. Scene was basic till I slipped in. Trapping, loading, clipping, saying on niggas bitches. I call niggas bitches. Like bitch, handle business first boy, yank like incense. Twist 3, dismiss. That's Malone's mistress. Music business, I'm trafficking. What was mastered in led through a path to sin. Walls crashing in, cashing in. Couldn't figure out what was happening, but trapped again. Backfire from trapping in. Shit, ironic as hell. My pockets loud in the cell while waiting on Tiny to post bell. Oh hell.
Get what you're looking for.
Yeah.
They ain't right. In the streets, we're getting caught no more.
At all.
They ain't right. Don't fight right through the pain. They ain't right. See me walk through the gate.
Can't fight tears, I can't find fears that ain't mine. I can't see big blind, spend time showering shit time. Outside on more hills, all ting ground. Like tunnels with backwoods, spark woods, countless.